So I'm just going to draw the plan view, but I'm going to move the plan view into the middle of the page because the thing is symmetrical. The left-hand side and the right-hand side are the same. So this object is 144 millimeters long. So the thing you notice is these are called witness lines here. They do not touch the object. There should be a little gap here and a little gap here. And that is 144 millimeters long. Okay? Now, if I'm reading this diagram correctly, the sides of the box have got hidden detail lines. So these hidden detail lines, I know that they're 3 millimeters in, because this material is 3 millimeters thick. But I'm actually not going to put a dimension on here. I'm just showing where the hidden detail is. In the middle, I've got a circle for some kind of a knob. I need to make sure I've shown that with a center mark, because all curved objects should have a center mark. From the end of this object, I also want to show a dimension that goes to where the center mark is. And if it's halfway, then that would be 72 millimeters. Okay? I know from your other plan that the width of this object here is 75. And that number should always be read as if you're looking at it from down here on the bottom right-hand corner of your page, so that as you read the number, it reads on the top line of the dimension. You never put the 75 underneath. Don't do that. That's wrong. This is right. Under there would be wrong. Everything is always on the top. Okay? Now, I also need to show a dimension from this top edge of the box. Make that a bit darker. From that top edge down to the center line is going to be in here, because I need to know where to put that center line. And that's going to be, I'm assuming that that's halfway. So that's half of 75 is 35, 37.5 is that measurement that takes me to that center line. Okay? And this is my top view, which is normally referred to as the plan view. The bird's eye view, plan view, looking down. What we then have underneath here is we've got a thing called a reference line, which is the boundary between the X, Y plane and the YZ. So the X, Y and the Z planes. So here we've got long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long. So this is the horizontal plane, this is the vertical plane. I'm going to go out here at an angle of 45 degrees, and this is going to go long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short. If I've got a horizontal line here, it projects across till it hits that 45-degree line. Horizontal line here, projected across. Take the center line across. You can take these 2 points across. You can even take the hidden detail line across. So when you hit the 45-degree line, then you come straight down on your page. These are called projection lines that I'm drawing now. A bit wonky, but it's late in the day and I haven't had any coffee. It's almost run o'clock. Okay, so that's going to be my right end elevation. I'm going to do the same thing on the left-hand side. Put my 45-degree line out there, and that's going to go long, short, short, long, short, short, long, short, short. And then where these are reference lines, where they intersect, I'm going to come down. Same thing on this side. So that's the plan view. this is going to be my right end elevation. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the left hand side that I did on the right. Take all of these across to the center line, to this reference line, the 45-degree line. And then each one of these is going to come down. Okay, I'm now going to look at the plan view, and I've got a vertical line here, a vertical hidden detail line, a center line. I've got this point and this point, hidden detail and the end line. Let's bring those straight down. Now I'm going to give myself a little bit of space between these two, and I'm going to say this is going to be the top of my object. I'm just going to do a horizontal line right across my page, and this is going to be the top of that little chimney stack, which I think is 23 millimeters tall. So from there I'm going to measure down 23 and put another line across my page. Then I'm going to, from this line, I'm going to measure down 50 and put a line across my page. So I can make this line a dark line. I'm going to the outside lines here because this is the side of the box. I can see the width, the thickness of the lid is 3 millimeters, so I'm going to come down 3 millimeters and do a light line across here. So that I will see that edge because I'm looking at the edge of the box, side of the box. This is going to be a hidden detail line because it's inside the box. This is a hidden detail line inside the box. Here's the side of the little cylinder that sits on top. So that's my main elevation. So leave about a 15 millimeter gap underneath. And this is my main elevation. Okay. I've got the length here, so I don't need to show the length down here. I've got the width here. I can't show the width here, but what I can show here is I could show the height, but to be honest, I'm better showing the height on one of the end elevations. To try and show, so you can dimension this, either the left or the right hand side, it doesn't matter which, I'm going to do a section view. So I'm going to imagine I take a saw and I'm going to cut it right down the middle, through the middle of that circle. So I'm going to come down here and do a triangle that looks to the right like this, and we'll call that A, and we'll call that A dash. So imagine we're going to cut down here and then we're going to look in the direction of the arrows. So we keep following this direction and we're going to come down. We're going to see the outline of the knob. We're going to see the edge of the lid. We're going to see the outline as a solid line of the edge of the box. This line here is the far end, is the far end here. I'm looking at the bottom of that. So this here, put some text guidelines, is sectional elevation A dash. Now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different components that I've cut. This will have a hatch pattern on it. This is the adjacent material. That also gets a hatch pattern on it, but the hatch pattern needs to rotate. So these hatch patterns need to alternate. This is adjacent to this, so this has to alternate. And this one will alternate as well. Now here, because I've cut the box and I've removed half of it, I can see these edges, therefore I can dimension to them. So what I could do is I could show an arrow here, like that. could show my total height here. And that total height is 76 millimeters. I'm going to put another level of dimensioning in. Arrows. This one is 50, this one is 3, and this one is 23. That number plus that number plus that number equals that number. I've got my diameter, I've already shown that here. And that says diameter 95, but on a 9.5. 9.5. So I'm not going to dimension that. That's fine. That's finished. Over here, I'm not going to add any dimensions because I've already shown there. I've got my height here. I've got my 50, I've got my 3, and I've got my 23. That's all I need. On this side, I can redraw this exactly the same, except I can see that, I can see that, I can see that, I can see that. The difference between this side and this side is hidden detail is shown here. The measurement, the width of this is 75. I can see it up here, so I don't show it down here. So all I'm going to do here is call this one left elevation. Normally you'd put a scale on these. So if this was 1:1, see there's no scale shown on that drawing, so that's wrong. So if this was 1:1, I would put the word scale 1:1, scale 1:1, scale 1:1, 1:1. And says this is a horizontal plane, the vertical plane, we need to label this plane between this line and this line. This is VP, I always call it VP1, and this one over here is VP2. And one final thing you need to put on, so this whole thing here is called the reference line. If your left elevation and the right elevation are the same, you only need to do a plan and elevation in one elevation. But in this scenario, to show you the difference between a sectional view and a non-sectional view, I've drawn both. Up here, the last thing we have to add is a little symbol that tells us that this is an orthographic drawing. And we need to say that all measurements in millimeters. You never, ever, ever put millimeters on any of your measurements on the face of the drawing. You need to show that. The last thing you have to have for it to be a proper technical drawing, proper orthographic drawing, is it should have a title panel. So it should have a frame around it. Down here, there should be a title panel that's got the date. It should have the scale, even though the scale's on the face of the drawing. You show the scale. You should show the name of the person that did the drawing and what is the part called. And the fact that it's a third angle orthographic and I'm just going to call it box because I don't know what it is. That would then be a completed orthographic drawing.